Well, time now to go behind the scenes with the Utah Jazz. Brittany Copeland is here to introduce us to Linda Luchetti.
Rod, the Jazz are owned by Gail Miller, the wife of the late Larry H. Miller, so it makes sense they want to add a female perspective to the front office. Linda Luchetti is a very busy woman.
And I have a feeling this phone might ring, so if it does, I'm sorry.
Case in point, the very first minute of our interview.
Oh, can you give me 1 second?
Sure, absolutely.
And then I'll come right back.
Linda's world is filled with interruptions. It's just part of her daily life as vice president of basketball operations for the Utah Jazz.
I'm responsible for business operations or business projects off the court.
Picked it up, Booker one more time. Boy, pick and roll, Booker, left hand.
I don't really interact with development of players in terms of their skills and ability. Thank you so much.
Linda has been with the Miller Group for 10 years, but took over her new role when the season started. She wears a number of different hats for the organization and is one of the first people that head coach Quinn Snyder and general manager Dennis Lindsay talk to when they get to work in the morning.
She's able to anticipate needs, which is rare. You have to know somebody well. I feel like she knows me well. She knows the players well. And oftentimes there's just situations that get eliminated and problems that get solved before they become problems.
I've been able to come in and just see things maybe from a different perspective, and they really respect that. They've been extremely respectful to me and supportive of my efforts. So I don't feel at all that I'm, trying to cope in a man's world. And the reason we like these is because my pregnant mamas, I've got 3 of them in the family room right now. Whoops. Something's going on. 3 of them in the family room right now, and it settles their stomach.
How helpful is it to get the female perspective, too, on certain issues that arise?
We have young players with young spouses that are having babies, and Linda can go in those rooms during the most crucial time to be helpful. And there's just certain areas that I wouldn't be able to go to.
On game day, Linda adds another title. It's one of being supportive team mom. You may find her in the playroom making sure the kids are having fun, or she'll be in the family room taking care of the players and coaches' wives and relatives.
I love it. That's probably one of the favorite parts of my job is, coincidentally, when I started here about 10 years ago, about 8 years ago or so, I went to Kevin O'Connor, who was the GM at the time, and said, I think there's a family room. Every arena and every team has one. Said, I think the family room needs a little bit of an upgrade and a little more attention. He said, go for it if you want to do it. And I said, sure, I'd love to. So this is my friend Kyra Booker, and we sneak out and we get ice cream during the games when her mom doesn't know.
Taking Trevor Booker's daughter to get ice cream during the game isn't in her job description. Neither was fixing up the family room. It's just something that Linda wanted to do on her own.
Oh, you're mixing it up on me.
When we first moved here, she was the first one, to reach out to my wife, helped us get settled. My kids love her. My wife loves her. She's just great.
Establishing that close-knit relationship has made Linda a part of the family for most of the Jazz players.
To Thanksgiving and birthdays and Christmas, and I'll drive around and go to different places and make sure I remember their birthdays and birthday parties.
So you see, her job isn't done when the season ends. From juggling her extended family to the NBA draft, summer league, development league, and player workouts, it is no wonder that Linda's phone is ringing off the hook.
All right, now, Brittany, we know that saying, a happy wife, happy life. Linda pretty much lives by that saying when it comes to the players, their wives, and their families.
That family room, which she decided to upgrade and be a part of a few years ago, she had an ulterior motive to do that because she knew that if the wives and the kids and the loved ones were all happy and satisfied, then the players in turn would be a little bit more helpful when it came to interview requests and doing any sort of involvement in the community, any Jazz events. They would be there and be happy to do it because their wives were happy at home. The Desert News is actually doing a piece on Linda as well, and these are some photos from the family room. That's Derek Favors' twins, his children, and as you can tell, she's beaming from ear to ear. Yeah. Even though it's not part of the job description, this is her favorite part of the gig.
And that's where we see her on game day. with the wives. Linda's from San Francisco. How does she make her way to Utah? Kind of an interesting story, and eventually with the Jazz.
Well, she got involved with the Olympics. So she was doing a number of Olympic games. Obviously, the Olympics were here in 2002. So she came over here and fell in love with Utah, didn't want to leave. And Miller decided it was a good idea to bring her on, Miller Sports Group. And she was one of the best people that they brought on at that position, decided that she could grow and excel within the Jazz, and now she's here to stay.
Yeah, she was PR with Olympic organizations, then she started out PR the Jazz, and now she's one of only 2 females as VP of basketball operations in the NBA. And we all love Linda too. She's a big help to us. So, Linda, thank you. Right, Jeremiah, we love her.
I second that. Linda is the best. I guess third that, right?